I am a firm believer that before you can render your support to any candidate, you first must understand their views, their values, and their morals. My name is J Bussey, and I'm a mayoral candidate for the city of Valdosta, Georgia. I grew up on Baker Lane on the south side of Valdosta. I am a product of the Valdosta City School system. As an adolescent, I spent time in and out of foster care. This is not something I'm ashamed of, but it is something I think you all should know. Because the more you learn about me and my story, the more you understand why I am supposed to be on this stage right here talking before you today. Now, I could have easily been another statistic, but luckily, I had mentors that helped me change my directions in the course of my life. It was individuals like Valdosta Williams, who had mentorship programs for troubled youth that I was a part of as a kid. People like him and my football coaches, my NJROTC, my teachers, they all had a tremendous impact on my life. It was because of them I graduated and I made something out of myself, something that they could all be proud of. After I graduated from Valdosta High School in 2005, I enlisted into the United States Army. For once in my life, I was fighting for something that was bigger than me. I served in 2 wartime tours. On my first tour in 2008, I was wounded in action, struck by an IED. It was at that moment that I had an opportunity to either medically retire or to continue serving, maybe in a different capacity. Well, I wasn't done serving just yet. I went on to change my career field to human resources, in which in 2 years, I'm humble enough to say that I became the top 10% of my career field, which gave me an opportunity to now instruct, coach, mentor, and train thousands and thousands of soldiers. February of 2015, I medically retired out the military and not sure what I was going to do with my life after. I now had to ask myself, how can I continue to serve? What could I do now that could be just as impactful? How could I continue to dedicate my life to others? After medically retiring out of the military, I applied for many positions, going up against some of the strongest and most qualified individuals. In April of 2015, just a couple of months after medically retiring, I was selected for the United States Department of Commerce in Washington, D.C., where I balanced budgets at a top-tier level for the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. Now, my grandfather always told me, home is where your heart is. And so after being in D.C. and enjoying all of my time there, it just wasn't where my heart was. And so it led me back home to where it all started for me, right here in Valdosta, Georgia. I fought for the people internationally, in different lands of the world. I fought for the people nationally in Washington, D.C. Now it was time for me to return home to help the people of my community. Now, because of the Hatch Act, I'm bound by federal law not to be able to go into what position I hold now for the federal government while I'm running for an elected office. What I can tell you is that I currently work with a federal agency helping to provide social services to the people of our community. This means every day I wake up, I devote all of my time to servicing and assisting the elders, disabled, and senior citizens of our wonderful city. Every day I listen to the issues, I hear their concerns, and I help to provide solutions. But now I want to do more. Given what I've learned throughout my life in the military, in Washington, D.C., I feel that there's so much more I could be doing for the people of Valdosta. This is why I'm running for mayor, to be the change that I want to see. Before I go into my platform, I think it's very important that everyone has a firm understanding as to what type of government we have here in Valdosta. During this campaign, you will hear a bunch of false hopes, unrealistic promises, misleading information of what these candidates proclaim they can make come to fruition if elected. Every citizen first must understand that Valdosta has a form of weak mayor government. This means that the mayor has no formal authority outside of the city council. Major decisions are based on the vote of the city council, not the opinion or the decision of the mayor. Ultimately, the mayor can only work with the council members and department heads to achieve common goals. The mayor cannot directly appoint or remove officials and lacks veto power over the city council votes. When it comes to the changes in the budget or appointment of department heads, the city council has all the power. If the council votes for or against a decision or allocation, the mayor has absolutely no authority or power to override it. So understand, the mayor's power is solely based on his personality, his influence, in order to accomplish desired goals. It means at the end of the day, all the mayor has the power to do is to advocate. It means that the mayor's true power lies within his ability to build meaningful relationships with the council members, department heads, commissioners, legislators, and various boards and authorities. Beyond building and maintaining those relationships, the mayor must also win the favor and overall support of the community. You're not going to do this by pointing fingers. You do this only by working together with the individuals to help find a solution. The ability for the mayor to get everyone working together towards common goals in a unified and collaborative effort will be what defines his true power. So if you don't remember anything, remember this. Candidates will sell you dreams to get your vote. Do not focus on how great a promise sounds, because what you will find out is that many of them are unrealistic. Focus on the ones who understand what it takes, and that means taking all of us, working together as a team in a collaborative effort in order to achieve major milestones and accomplishments in Valdosta. Now that you know who J Bussey is, as well as a better better understanding of the role of the mayor here in Valdosta, allow me to explain why I'm running. I'm running for mayor because Valdosta needs a different approach. We need fresh ideas and perspectives in order to improve the overall culture of the city and help to truly make Valdosta a city without limits. Truth be told, there are many issues that I would love to bring to attention, but for the sake of time, fundamentally, all the issues can be addressed by focusing on three key elements: infrastructure, transparency, and the most important, unity and collaborative effort. Now, the first thing that I will want to touch bases on today is unity and collaborative effort. I truly feel this is by far the most important, as well as the key element necessary for changing the overall culture and dynamics of Valdosta, Georgia. What I do believe in my heart is that every Valdostian has a piece of the puzzle, and we put those puzzle pieces together to determine what we want Valdosta to become. Every elected official has a piece of this puzzle. Every citizen has a piece of this puzzle. Every business owner, every law-abiding citizen has a piece of this puzzle. We all have a piece of the puzzle, and we can make the puzzle complete if we bring all of our pieces together and work together as a team. We must unify on a social level. There are enough factors in place, especially in today's political climate, that keeps us at a greater divide. We must expel those things that are divisive in nature and embrace that what brings us together. We must bring back "it takes a village" mentality. We must put neighbors back into the hoods. We must also unify on the economic level. While we work towards attracting big businesses and corporations here in Valdosta, we must support the small businesses that keep the city going. We must stimulate our local economy by spending our money in our community with the businesses that are the backbone of our economy. Understand that small businesses go through growing pains, and if you truly support them, you will be willing to grow with them. Sometimes people choose not to support a local business for the most pettiest and minor discrepancies. We have to change that culture. My point is this: we need to show the same temperaments and understanding and support to the people who are socially tied to our community, working to make it great every day. We also must unify on a political level. As I said before, there are many catalysts in place to keep us divided. We must put all differences aside and focus on common interests. They want you to believe that everything is either left or right, conservative or liberal, Democrat or Republican, black or white. The truth is, most of the issues in our area affect us all, no matter what part of the spectrum you fall in. And that is why we must face these issues together. We must unify on a local leadership level. How can the city and the county work together to accomplish goals for Valdosta? How can these two independent entities work in a collaborative effort towards the common social and economic goals for the city of Valdosta? The second is transparency, making pertinent information more easily accessible to all citizens. Times are changing, and that means that we must also adapt in order to change and progress with the times. We must explore different, more progressive methods of distributing information and engaging the citizens. The majority of people don't read the paper or subscribe to magazines. They surf the internet and use Google for everything that they want to know. All departments and government organizations should have better online visibility, especially on social media. People may not remember the last time that they read a newspaper or a magazine, nor the last time that they listened to the local radio, or even went to a public meeting. But I guarantee you, most can tell you the last time they scrolled or posted. We should use social media to have open to the public board meetings, city council meetings, or budget discussion. The live streams are great, but we must still also improve physical engagement with the citizens as well. We should work with the city council members to bring city council meetings and town halls to every district in every community. Transparency will regain the community's trust in law enforcement and elected officials. Increasing interactions and transparency between law enforcement, elected officials, and the citizens of Valdosta helps to improve the culture and the relationships between the two. Last but not least, I want to focus on infrastructure. By focusing on infrastructure, everything we want for our city will come. We want better jobs to come to Valdosta. We have to focus on infrastructure. We want Valdosta to be able to sustain public transit system. We have to focus on infrastructure. You want the overall quality of life to improve. Focus on infrastructure. Infrastructure is extremely broad and entails a plethora of structural components. The infrastructure is defined as the fundamental facilities and systems serving a country, city, and other areas, including services and facilities necessary for its economy to function. Infrastructure is composed of public and private physical improvement such as roads, bridges, water, sewage, electrical grids, communications, etc. Roads and bridges, are they suitable for heavier metro traffic? Are they developed enough to handle mass transit or public transportation? Could our citizens benefit from more bridges and overpasses? The mall area is one of the fastest growing regions of our city. It is one of the most high traffic areas in Valdosta, yet there is no overpass on Bay Tree. So what happens? Traffic begins to back up beyond nearby traffic lights. Water and sewage. Is our water treatment plant and sewage system up to par? Could it be better? Electrical grids. How can it be improved to help benefit the people? Now let me make this clear. In no way, shape, form, or fashion am I saying that all of these things are not already being brought to the attentions of the elected officials. What I'm saying is that these concerns should be our primary focus if we want to truly improve the culture and the quality of life in Valdosta from the inside out. Some people may say, what have you done to prepare yourself for the role of mayor? Well, I've completed the Local Government 101 course. I was educated on public safety, municipal court, engineering, public works, utilities, zoning, industrial, and economic development. Here I learned the ins and the outs of the local government in every aspect. I was able to strengthen my relationships with the city council and the mayor. I learned all of the responsibilities and expectations of each elected position. And to my knowledge, I am the only mayoral candidate who has completed this course. I have completed the CPA, which is the Citizens Police Academy. This program educated me on the inner workings of the local police department. It provides citizens with a better understanding of policies, functions, and experiences with the police. It helped to give me insight on ways to strengthen the relationships between the community and the police department. It gave me the opportunity to build a meaningful and ongoing relationship with the new chief of police. Once again, to my knowledge, I am the only mayoral candidate who has completed this course. So many would have the question of what would you do in your first year of office? Well, I believe this. Talk is cheap, especially in politics. And so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to donate my whole mayoral salary back to the community. I'm going to assist with the teachers, youth programs, veteran affairs, and social projects for nonprofit organizations. There are still teachers out here who have limited resources for the children that's in their school. And so I want to be a beacon of hope to them. And although I don't have a magic wand to be able to fix all the issues, I can be able to initiate the process to help. I want to continue building positive and meaningful relationships with the department heads, boards and authorities, council members, and the citizens of Valdosta. Continuing to participate in functions and engaging with the citizens. Continue to listen to all concerns of my constituents while advocating for the needs of all the citizens of Valdosta. Now, some would say I'm too young. I'll be completely honest with you. I think that I'm the perfect age. Some would say that I don't have enough experience. Throughout this presentation, you've heard a lot of the things that I've accomplished throughout my life, whether it be from my upbringing, my military service, or my time in DC. So I believe that I have enough experience, if not more. And some would say, wait, it's not your time. Well, Valdosta, I believe that the time has come and the time is now. We have an opportunity that we can truly make Valdosta a city without limits by adopting my motto: one team, one fight, one Valdosta.